Today we're going to bring to you the long-awaited video on the fourth Iere tournament at Lamport Stadium in 1979. The inaugural was in 1976, held at Lawrence Park Collegiate for 1 year, moved to Brockton Stadium for 2 years, which was 77-78, and this is the first time the tournament was held at Lamport Stadium. West Indies United won the inaugural tournament in 1976 at Lawrence Park Collegiate, and Defence Force won it back-to-back years at Brockton Stadium, and the one you're watching now was won by West Indies United, with Lazaro being the MVP. The brainchild of the Iere tournament was Miles Sosa. You could see him here. He was mentioning to me about having the information from an anniversary booklet before his passing months later. I like to do this video of the Iere tournament as a tribute to Miles Sosa. The Iere tournament was, as the name implies, a local tournament by the Iere Sports Club. It had an international flavor with teams from Washington, New York, Trinidad and Tobago, Defence Force, Montreal, in collaboration with the top local teams here.
Welcome to the Iere Sports Club 4th Annual Soccer Tournament at the Lamport Stadium in Parkdale. Today we have teams from New York, Washington, and Trinidad, along with our Toronto teams, competing against each other in a series of 20-minute elimination games. Your hosts today are Ian Jones, and yours truly, Daniel Harden. Stay with us for Game 1 between Simba and the Washington team, Juniors.
A very interesting afternoon, Dan. It's billed as a soccer tournament, but it's actually much more than a soccer tournament.
It's almost like a festival for everyone.
It is a festival. It's a cultural event which brings together black teams from across North America in a soccer environment. And you notice that the crowd participation gets to be really fever pitch by the time you get around to the finals later in the evening.
Yeah, the team we have now is Simba and Washington Juniors. Washington Juniors is in the red jersey, and Simba is in the white jersey. Simba is a Toronto team, a Toronto-oriented team. There are some players from the Parkdale area also. And that was a good save by the Simba goalie. We're about 2.5 minutes into this game. Remember, each game is 20 minutes in length.
I think you'd see a pattern of play developing. And what's happening is that a lot of the play is confined to the middle of the field.
What does that mean? I'm not exactly a technical person in soccer. I mean,
the field actually is a little bit too big for 20-minute games.
Oh, I see.
And that there is not a whole lot of time to build up plays to get to the 18-yard box, which is really the objective. So you'd find that the ball is played around in midfield a whole lot, and the goalkeepers very seldom get into the game.
Oh, I see. So that means most of the work is done by the defense then, eh?
Yeah, I think in 20-minute games, it's a lot more interesting spectator-wise. If the field is a little smaller, then the action tends to move much quicker.
Thank you. Getting a little knowledge in that there. Do you recognize any of the players out there, Ian? Anyone you know? Did you play with any of these players from Washington? I understand a few of them are from Trinidad.
No, I really have not recognized. The only player I recognize on the field is number 7 for Simba. Who's Patrick, who's played with quite a few West Indian teams in Toronto.
Oh, Patrick Smith.
Yeah, Patrick Smith,
right. Other words known as Skedron.
He has been around for quite a while.
Yeah, he's a real soccer fan. Like he's always out, different gyms, various areas over Toronto, coaching and playing sometimes.
I think right now the players are showing a tendency to follow the ball around quite a bit.
Yeah.
And as a result, you find there are 10, 12 players massed in a very small area of the field, and that is not what you want in a soccer game. you want to create as much space as possible so that the ball is able to be moved around quite easily.
Yeah.
Well, do it to me.
We're not getting any score now, are we? No one has scored. I guess it's even competition here so far.
No, you're not going to see many goals in these games today, Dan.
Yeah.
As I say, they're 20-minute games. The field is very large.
Yeah.
Takes a long time to build the play up, so you won't see many goals today.
So the audience seems to be having a good time here. Babies, mothers, it's like a family event. Each time they have these events, reminds me of a little mini festival.
A couple of years ago, there was a steel band, and that was really very nice. And I think in future, the organizers should be looking to really make it more of a festival.
More of a festival. I spoke to Vivian Manswell concerning the music, and he said something about they wanted to cut down on the music this year because the players were complaining last year at the Brock, I think it's the Brock Stadium, that it was disturbing playtime. So I think maybe that's why we haven't got it this year. But I would like to see some more music, really.
Well, I think one of the ways to get around that would be in your scheduling. I think the games are scheduled so tightly that there really is not any time for music, and music does interrupt the concentration of players. In a 20-minute game, one lapse of concentration could be very crucial. So you really don't want to create that situation where players are not able to concentrate.
Yeah.
But I think there's certainly a place for more music in this type of tournament.
Yeah. I have to agree with you because this is like a giant picnic for families, and it lifts the spirit of most of the people here.
Certainly.
Yeah. So I think we should probably try and work that in sometime, or they should try and work that in sometime next year, the next game. As a soccer player yourself, how do you find playing on an artificial turf? Like, what kind of changes do the players have to make to accommodate this kind of a turf as opposed to real grass?
There are some advantages and some serious disadvantages. The advantages are that the ball tends to roll a lot truer. So you find that you could play fairly well without having to fix your gaze on the ball all the time, because it's not going to do many tricks on the carpet. However, the ball that's played in the air tends to bounce a lot higher. And because of the surface, it's very, very hard on the legs. So players who have a tendency to play off their feet a lot find themselves getting burnt by the carpet. Now this looks dangerous here for
that was a good shot, almost saved.
That's a good save.
That was a good try. It was also a good save by the defense. It was a very good save. I guess they're putting on a lot of pressure right now. The game is almost over, but most of these men are used to playing 90-minute games, and this is a 20-minute game, so they just start getting warmed up. First, maybe 8 minutes of the game.
I think the juniors team seems to be settling down now and getting more of the play away from Simba.
More or less, what kind of a shape does a player have to be in to participate in 20-minute elimination tournaments such as we're watching here? What kind of a shape do they have to be in?
Well, I think if you're in shape to play a 90-minute game, then 20-minute games should not present a problem to you.
Yeah, so this is the end of this game, and I think we had a draw here. Penalty kicks
well,
to
this
decide
is just
who
the
will
end
win?
of the first half, Dan. So we've still got 10 minutes of soccer left. If at the end of the second half they're goalless, then we go to penalty kicks. And it really is sudden death penalty kicks, in that whichever team misses first loses.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that. Yeah. I see by the list here that is this the first game for the Washington Juniors, or?
No, it is the second game. They lost their first game on penalty kicks.
Yeah, I see. Early on. That was a good save by the Simba goalie. Simba goalie is really working today. I've been watching him in a few other games prior to this one.
Yeah, I think he's been one of the busier players on the field. And one of the things that we're not getting in this game, Dan, is movement off the ball, and the players without the ball are not moving to create enough spaces for the ball carriers, and the game is tending to look very, very confused at the moment. That's a beautiful pass. Good run. Now, if you cut that ball back, they might have a goal.
Oh, that's a goal. That was a goal. That was set up beautifully. That was well thought of, well constructed. The Washington team. So Washington Juniors is 1 up, and Simba 0. I can see that after all that good work by the Simba goalie, he's a bit disappointed with that goal, but he couldn't do too much about that. It was well thought of and was really set up.
The player took the ball to the byline and cut it back, so it means that you cut it back on the wrong side of the defense. Again, number 7.
Again, it's number 7.
Cut that ball back.
We almost see the same thing happen again. So there must be something that the Simba team isn't doing right here for them to pull the same play almost twice. What can you see here from a professional standpoint?
Again, what's happening is that the defense are following the ball into the middle of the field, and they're leaving the flanks open for the wingers. So that through ball played down the line is giving the winger a lot of room. It's beating the last defender because the defense is playing square. If you look at the last 4, they square across the field, and that is a position that you don't want to get caught in if you're playing defense.
The score is 1-0 in Washington's favor. Well, this could be a goal. No, I guess it's not. Was that, could this be a corner kick, or did you see what that ball
went?
It's
a corner kick. It went off the juniors player, so it's a corner kick for the Simba team. Corner kicks could be very dangerous in this game.
Yeah, could be very dangerous. How long has the Simba team been in existence in Toronto?
They have been in existence for 2 or 3 years. John, they first started in the contrast competitions about 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And they're a young team, and they'll get better.
Yeah. In his favor.
That's the end of the game, Dan. So the Washington team has a 1-0 victory, which gives them 3 points.
3 points for the tournament. Okay. The next game will be Stardust versus Montreal. The game we just observed was between Washington Juniors and Simba. Washington won the game by 1.
The Montreal team, Dan, has always been one of the better teams in this tournament over the 4 years.
Yeah.
And you can always count on them to give a very good account of themselves.
Yeah. Is this who is in the colors that's coming on? That is it a yellow color?
Watching in color, the Stardust team is a team in orange and red. The Montreal team should be playing in red and white.
Red and white. Yeah. I must mention that the Stardust team is from Toronto. And how long have they been a team? Like, when were they conceived?
I think they're a new team. They played last year in the contrast for the first time. They play out of Bramley.
Did we have some of the players from the Stardust team playing with Iere?
No, there are no players from Stardust, as I know, who play with Iere.
They're a new team, right?
Yeah, there's nobody that I recognize there as being an ex-Iere player. Yeah. And I've been associated with Iere since 1970s.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. You were coaching the Iere team some time ago.
Yeah, I have been coach of Iere from time to time. I just don't have the time to devote to coaching, and it's a full-time job. If you want to run a successful soccer operation as a coach, you have to devote a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm sure the Harriet Tubman Center does take up, being a director of that really takes up, I mean, it's a full-time job, a director.
It's more than full-time.
And I understand you even coach the steel band also, because you're into that.
Yeah, I'm very much involved in the steel band movement, the Trinbird Steel Band to be exact, which is one of the programs run by the Tubman Center. So I really don't have a lot of time for coaching soccer, which is a pity because it's really one of my first
I know it's your
loves.
thing, yeah. It's your. Okay, the game has started between Montreal and Toronto Stardust. The Montreal is in the red and white jerseys, and Stardust team is in the gold and red.
I think the Montreal team seems to be having the better of the exchanges now, Dan. The attacks are looking a little more purposeful than the Stardust team at this point in time. That's an offside call. Number 9 didn't get back onside. And I think what we're seeing now is an influx of younger players who really have no affiliation with any team and are really looking to start out on their own. Now, that's good in that, okay, you have an opportunity to develop more players. But I also think that some of these younger teams would do well to get some kind of affiliation with established teams, which would help to create a sort of a farm system, a feeder system for the established teams. I think that's very important for the black teams in Toronto, because we know that there's not going to be any immigration to bring a lot of players, as has happened in the last 10 years.
True. Most of these young players have played probably inter-college or high school.
Yeah, some of them would have played high school soccer in Toronto. The high school soccer is on the up and up in Toronto. I think has a very, very bright future.
A soccer team in my school. I worked in it for about 2 years, and finally when I was leaving, they got a soccer team going.
Soccer is the fastest growing sport in North America now, Dan, and I think it won't be long before we see a lot more players, a lot more young players developing.
Yeah.
And
what was that call for? I missed that one.
I think he played him from behind. He made no attempt to jump to head the ball. He just played the player from behind. That's number 6 for Montreal. Emery Teixeira, who's been the backbone of the Montreal team for the last 4 years.
What's his name?
Emery Teixeira. He's a very good player. Yeah. Played in the first division in Trinidad for a long time.
I guess this is also a very good chance for all the old players from Trinidad or from all over the West Indies and those who used to live in Toronto who have migrated to kind of meet each other again.
It's a good reunion. That's number 13, a foul on number 13 there. Yeah. Number 5 had a pretty clear break. He was by him. We pulled him down.
Number 5 in Montreal, that is, eh?
Right.
Yeah. Too high.
He wasted that ball.
Wasted ball, yeah.
You can't afford that luxury in short games, everything counts and
everything.
You have half a chance, you've got it.
Use it,
yeah.
You're watching the Iere Sports Club 4th Annual Soccer Tournament at Lamport Stadium in the Parkdale region. The teams now playing are Montreal and the Toronto Stardust. I think one player just lost his shoe there. That doesn't happen too often in a game, but
I think the Montreal team at this point in time is making the mistake of attacking through middle of the time. They've got a good chance here. He should have a shot.
Come on, that should be a goal. Oh, gee, they're not going to get that chance again. Oops. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. What is that?
It's very exciting.
It's a very...
I think the referee is calling a foul on the Montreal player.
Yeah, this almost seems like a comedy routine here. People losing their shoes and players falling.
That player had an opportunity to shoot. He made one pass too many.
One pass.
No, you've got to take your chances. When you get to the edge of that box, you've got to take a chance. You know, you've got a clear shot, take it.
I don't think they're going to get a better chance than that for the rest of the game, though, for scoring a goal.
That was a very good ball, very good ball.
This amount of crowding, it could be a possible explanation for that.
The players are moving too much to the middle of the field. They're not using the flanks. They've got a lot of space on the flanks. You know, the idea is to force the opposing defense to play wide, so then you create spaces inside.
That was almost
this looks
a goal.
Like a goal for Simba.
That was a goal. It was a goal for Simba.
Oh, it's Tabu.
This was not expected because Simba is supposed to be the younger team and they're supposed to be the underdog. And as we said before, Montreal had a chance of scoring before, and that might be the only chance they might have had.
Goal by Stardust, and that could be very, very difficult for the Montreal team now.
Montreal team. Again, we're in the first half of the game, so anything could happen in the second half.
Everybody cheers for the underdogs, Dan.
That could be a good boost for the. This surely will be a good boost for the Simba team, though, because
Stardust.
Stardust, Stardust. The Simba played before. Beg your pardon.
That really was the first time that they had gotten to the Montreal end of the field, really.
First time, and they didn't waste any time with it. I really like the colors they have, though, the Stardust team.
They're a very colorful team.
And a little star in front. Oh, the goalie isn't taking any chances here.
I think that goal certainly has picked the team up. They're working a little harder, you see.
Yeah, they have, The Montreal team is not taking...
That's a beautiful ball for the Montreal team. A beautiful ball.
So they're not taking any chances anymore. They're playing a more defensive game.
If you looked at that play, the ball carrier is not getting a lot of support. You know, he's out there alone a lot of the time. And,
You're right about this crowding, though.
You know, the name of the game when you're attacking is to create space. You must create space to work. You need the space with which to work. And the players are not giving themselves that space to work because they're following the ball very, very closely.
This could be another goal. Let's watch this here. Oh, come on now. That was a good shot. That was a good shot. That was a very good try, and it was well saved by the Washington goalie.
The Montreal goalkeeper is very sloppy at this point in time.
Was that a foul there that they just called?
Yeah.
It was a foul in favor of the Montreal team. Yep, halftime.
I think what we'll see in the second half of this game is the Montreal team really do more attacking and probably leave themselves open a little bit more for another goal by the Stardust team. But they've got to attack. You're one goal down, you've got 10 minutes left, you've got to go strictly on the offensive.
They have to pressure, most definitely.
And you'll probably see Emery Teixeira getting into the attack a little bit more as he is now.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, come on now, Munch.
This could be dangerous. Yeah, we've got a free kick just at about the 20-yard line. And a good kick here could result in a goal for the Montreal team.
Oh, a very good save. Oh, it's back in the
That
center
was a
field.
close call, very close call for the Stardust
very
goalkeeper
close.
here. See again.
Here we go, and again Stardust. Oh, this is very dangerous. No, did he get hurt? Was that a foul call?
What's happening, Dan, is that the Montreal defense is playing very, very high. They're backing the attackers very closely. The ball is coming over the defense, and the goalkeeper is forced to come out of his area. Now, he cannot handle that ball outside that 18-yard line. And he's attempting to play it with his feet, and he's obviously not a very skilled player.
So that means he needs a lot more support for his from his defense then, eh?
It's a very good try, very good try there for the Stardust team.
That was.
They certainly pepped up now. They just made a very poor kick, number 7.
Just before this game started, I spoke with a few people, and we seem to have quite a few people from out of town. The out of town teams seem to have brought their own fans.
That's very true, Dan.
To make sure they're well
people
supported.
Who come up with the teams from Washington, New York, Montreal, and there are also quite a few people here from Boston.
No, Boston. They came from Boston, although their team didn't come. I understood that the Boston team could not make it. But again, because of it's kind of a festival, a large picnic, an annual thing where we all get together, they still came up.
Yeah, there are quite a few supporters from Boston.
To support the event.
Yeah.
You know, it's really good.
And let's face it, Dan, the warm weather is our time of year.
Yeah.
So, and that's the end of the game. It's all over.
That's the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Stardust has won.
The Toronto Stardust has won.
I think that really is the first major upset of the tournament so far, Dan.
So far, yeah.
Definitely. And that pretty well puts the Montreal team out of the running for the semi-final round.
So therefore, we're not going to see any more from the Montreal team for the rest of the day. Is this what this means?
No, I think they have one more game left, but they've lost 2 games already, and it would be very difficult for them to be one of the 4 teams in the semi-final now.
Now we have the Toronto Arawaks and the Exhibitors coming on the field.
This should be an interesting game, Dan. Both of these teams play in the Street Guys League on Sundays in Flemingdon Park. And they have a long-standing rivalry going, so it should be a very interesting game. That's right.
I noticed they're both in the same division, right? So they should be evenly paired as far as quality of play is concerned.
Should be there.
Now, I think the players in the red and blue jerseys are the Arawaks. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
The Exhibitors play in the yellow jerseys.
Yellow jerseys. We're waiting for the kickoff at this time. Who's that referee there in the white stripe? He looks familiar.
Oh, that's Sheki Yuwoon. That's another thing, Dan. The referees in this tournament are all volunteering their time. They're qualified referees, and they do an excellent job. You notice we're using the 2 referee system, and that makes for better control of the games because we're not using any linesmen.
Very good. I understand that Chucky played some professional soccer too, or did he play college or high school soccer?
He played college. Chucky played in my time. He went to the other college, St. Mary's.
Right?
Yeah.
Were you always pitted against each other, or?
Yeah. Intercol soccer in Trinidad is a very, very big thing.
I notice every year, this is my 3rd year being involved with the soccer tournament, that we have the same faces.
Refereeing, that is.
Refereeing, yeah.
Yes, there are 2 referees who come in here from as far as Cleveland on a volunteer basis. I think that's very commendable. Bunny Sosa and Terry Campbell, they do a very good job.
Yeah, I think they do. So this seems like it's a very fast game, unlike the other game between Stardust and Montreal.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit quicker. They're moving the ball around a little bit more. If you notice, the play doesn't seem to be as crowded.
Not as crowded, yeah.
As it was in the last game.
That was a good attempt there, a good try.
Yeah. You have players using the space, using the field, and that's the name of the game. Good ball. It's a beautiful pass.
Good ball. Come on. Let's see what he's going to do with
he's
that.
got support. See? Oh, he should have played that ball after number 4.
Yeah,
he
held it too long. Yeah, he held it too long.
But they're pushing the ball around in the space, and this is what you want to do. You create space and then you use it. That's a dangerous ball.
Okay, don't hold it too long now. I like that color combination the Arawaks have.
They're very contrasting.
Yeah, very contrasting, yeah.
Makes it easier for the referees too.
Yeah. Okay, Arawaks.
That was a good attempt by the Arawaks player. Not much power in the shot, but it was a good attempt. See, these teams are moving the ball around and they're using the space, and the game looks so much better. You could see what's happening. Oh, the Exhibitors team are mounting a dangerous attack. Oh, he wasted that ball.
Wasted. There wasn't too much
players supporting him. He just played the ball forward to the other team. This game is much better than the last 2 games we saw.
Well, this is what happens when you have 2 teams playing against each other who are from the same division. Yeah.
I think it's a question of approach to the game, Dan. The players are approaching the game with more purpose. They know what they want to do. Okay. They're not following the ball around. It's so easy to think if you get closer to the ball that you're more liable to get into the play, and very often the opposite is true. That's a dangerous cross. Very well played by number 18.
I don't
Again, Dan, we're having several offside whistles. Now, the reason for that is that the attacking players are not taking enough time to make sure they know where the defenders are, and they're getting caught behind the defense. There must be 2 opponents between yourself and the goal at all times, otherwise you're in an offside position.
Do you think it's too early to tell what might happen, the outcome of this game, Ian, or?
It's a very close game. He's got a very good opportunity, but they're not shooting. The players are hesitating. They won't take that shot. 20-minute game, you're at the edge of the box, you got to take a chance. You have a shot, take it. The players are very reluctant to shoot, and as a result, there are not many goal-scoring opportunities. But so far, the game is very close. And
I see the Stardust team is really using their outside left there, right?
Yeah, that's the Arawaks team, and
sorry, the Arawaks. I keep getting those teams.
They're using the flanks, and confusion.
The teams playing at the moment are the Arawaks from Toronto and the Exhibitors from Toronto. The score is 0-0. We haven't had any scores in this first half of this game.
That number 15 for Arawak seems to be getting a lot of the play. He's into the game a lot.
On both sides.
He's working very hard. He's working very hard.
I was looking around to see if I could find the chairman of this annual tournament, Vivian Manswell, to probably have a little interview with him, but such a busy man. They've done a splendid job in organizing this event and the other ones that took place the previous 3 years. You're watching the Iere Sports Club 4th Annual Soccer Tournament at Lamport Stadium in the Parkdale region.
It's going to be a dangerous kick here for the exhibitors, Dan.
What kind of a call was that, Ian?
It seemed to be a push and foul.
Another foul?
No, it was...
It seemed almost like a wasted shot.
Games today, and it's obvious that the teams have not been working on their set plays. As I observed earlier on, it's early in the season, but set plays are very important in soccer. And free kicks that close to the goal are very important because they're good opportunities now.
So the Arrowwax defense is doing a marvelous job.
The exhibitors look like they could be dangerous, and
they could be. That's a very good shot. Well saved. Well saved.
Not a lot of power. Actually, looked a lot.
It's very good. Number 15.
Well played.
The exhibitors. You lost it. That's a shame.
That was a good defensive play.
That was very good defensive. No, I really like the Arrowwac defense. They're really working. Oh, that was a wasted shot, in my opinion, anyway.
It looks very much, Dan, like we're going to be into penalty kicks here.
So the name of the game is if the 20 minutes is finished and
if there's no score at the end of regulation time, you go into what they call sudden death penalty kicks. That is, a player from each team kicks a penalty alternately. Okay. Whichever team misses first loses a game.
So you're talking about 3 kicks then, right?
Not necessarily 3. There could be 1 kick at each team. But whichever team misses first loses.
Oh, I see.
The pace of the game is really down to a crawl now, and
quite unlike what they started out with earlier.
The game started off to be a very, very good game. But
we have number 15 for the exhibitors. Just lost his ball. He's been putting a lot of pressure.
Well, that's the end of regulation time, so we definitely into penalty kicks.
You're watching the Iere Sports Club 4th Annual Soccer Tournament at Lamport Stadium in the Parkdale region. Between the Arrowwax and the exhibitors, no goals were scored, so they're going to take some penalty kicks to decide who will win this match.
You know, Dan, there's a lot of pressure on those kickers. You know, you're out there alone, you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper, particularly since us soccer players always consider a penalty as a sure goal. You're not expected to miss a penalty kick. You know, you find sometimes players attempt to look the goalkeeper the wrong way. You don't need that. You just pick your corner. That was a very good kick.
That was a very good corner that he picked also.
Now the pressure is on the Arrowwax player.
Yeah.
Because if he misses, his team loses the game.
Yeah, I see they're using number 15 on that team also. So both the number 15s in both the Arrowwax and the exhibitors have been very good players. Oh, he also picked the same corner, and that was a good goal. This could go on forever here, right?
Oh, we hope not. See, when this happens, it really throws the timing of the tournament off.
It does. Yeah.
Not doing too badly. That's good.
We're doing pretty good against the weather, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another good kick. We've had 3 kicks in the identical spot so far. Everybody seems to be going to the right side. It's very good because most right-handed goalkeepers find it more difficult to go to the left.
So we have an Arrowwac team member moving up.
Again, the pressure on the Arrowwac player. And again he scored. That wasn't a very good kick, Dan.
That wasn't a very good kick, but it went in.
The goalkeeper misplayed the ball. It was very close to him.
So we are back from where we started with again, from square one, right?
Definitely, the game is still tied.
Oh, that was a good. Oh, that was a good save.
Now the Arawaks team have an advantage.
Yeah.
I think both players are feeling that pressure now.
Yeah.
The kicker, if he scores, his team wins.
So I think everything depends on this goalie, though. The exhibitor's goalie.
So that's a good kick, and the game is over.
The game is over.
Arawaks have won.
the game.
1-0.
1-0.
Oh, they get 2 points for that win. Now, a win on penalty kicks gives you 2 points. An outright win gives you 3 points.
3 points.
And I think the reason for that is an attempt to motivate teams to go out and win the game in regulation time, rather than playing a defensive game and waiting to win on penalty kicks.
Time. Now, Ian, I see the West Indies United is. The West Indies United is moving in, and they're playing against the juniors.
This is going to be a good game
from Washington. No, this should be a very good game, because I think both these this team are in the same division number 3. I just saw Vivian Manswell, the chairman of this tournament, moving around here. I hope I can get his attention to probably just ask him a couple questions.
Yeah. The West Indies team, Dan, normally plays a ball control type of soccer. They very short passes. They're a very good team. They use the ball very, very well. Control the ball and they play the ball very, very well. So I think viewers could expect to see some very good soccer from these two teams.
Of course, they're one of the older soccer teams in Toronto.
They actually are the oldest West Indian soccer team in
Washington Juniors in red jerseys. We have kickoff.
Oh, that's number 10 for Washington, my old buddy Jerry Brown. Played on the national team Trinidad for a long time. He also played with Washington Darts in the North American Soccer League. He's a very, very good player, and very durable.
We have a third person, Vivian Manswell, the chairman of this tournament. As usual with every tournament, we have at least one lost child, eh? The gates are all locked anyway, so they can't get out, so it's good. Yep. This game seems to be moving pretty fast also.
I think you're looking at two good teams, and as I said before, we should see a very good standard of play here at the moment. This could be an opportunity for the juniors. Oh, well, good recovery by number 2 for the West Indies.
I see the goalkeeper
United
is quite relieved too with that recovery. I have with us Vivian Manswell, the chairman of the Iere Annual Soccer Tournament. Vivian, how many times prior to this tournament have you been the chairman?
Well, Roger, I have been the chairman of this tournament for the past 3 years. In fact, since its inception, I have been the chairman of this tournament.
Yeah, I see you did a very good job here in getting everybody together with these. Do you enjoy organizing these events?
Well, they're very challenging.
A beautiful header by number 9. That was a very well played.
During our interview in time. That was a goal for the Washington
Juniors. Take a surprising 1-0 lead.
It was quite surprising. Yeah, it was good that you caught that, Ian. Yes, as I was saying, do you enjoy organizing these events?
Yes, I do. It's very challenging and it's very enjoyable, especially when I see a situation just as I just saw with the goals scored by the juniors team who were trying to win outright to qualify in this division. There's been lots of planning, work, and it's all culminated into a great day. Great weather, lots of people fill the stadium.
And everybody enjoys it.
Everybody enjoying themselves.
Even the little ones.
Yeah.
Approximately how many other individuals along with yourself does it take to organize and run an event such as this?
We have a nucleus of 3 guys at the tournament committee level, and from planning stage in the early years, months of January, February, March, we move into a more diversified committee as we try to consolidate all the different areas of the tournament. We have about 15 guys in all working the tournament today.
Yeah, I see even the president, is it Sosa?
Mr. Sosa is the ex-officio member of the committee, and he's done a good job.
Yeah, I see him moving around all the time trying to keep everything together, and also your official scorekeepers across the way there.
Scorekeeper is a very dedicated guy. He was the past secretary, and as such he's accustomed to taking records.
Yeah, what are their names, those 2 people over there?
The scorekeeper is Mr. Ken Wilson. We have judges, Mr. Junior Parker of the West Indies United team. We have a non-Irie member in this case, and Doug Ennis, who is a well-wisher and organizer on behalf of the Irie Sports Club.
Yeah, that's very good.
Also, we have Mr. Alvin Thomas, who is a long-time top soccer player from Trinidad, and he has lots of expertise in this area.
Yeah, I noticed you have quite a few top soccer players from Trinidad.
We do have quite a few. Right now on the field, we have Mr. Jerry Bong, who was the MVP of the NASL 5 years ago. He's playing for the juniors team from Washington. We also have very promising players on the West Indies United squad.
Yeah, that was mentioned to me by Ian early on. We can see by the performance out there that is so also. I guess this is where it helps to have a very together soccer club, from the president to coach and every single player, right?
Yes, the organization works from the bottom right up. From the players, there's lots of responsibility this year, there's dedication, and it's mirrored right through the whole club, right to the top level.
Vivian, tell me something. How much does it cost to put on a tournament like this?
The basic cost of this tournament will be in the vicinity of $2,000 this year. And it can vary depending on the options you want to put in. This year we have accommodated all the players, both in terms of meals and in terms of sleeping accommodation. Next year is maybe something more expensive.
I see. So it depends on the outcome of this.
Depends on the outcomes of today's venture.
Yeah. Vivian, thanks for taking time out with us. I know you were a very busy man.
There goes Jerry!
Oh, that was an attempted goal again. So listen, Vivian, thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Good.
This is very interesting, Dan. There's a call against the West Indies United.
Yeah. What is the score we have now, Ian? While I was interviewing
Juniors is leading 1-0.
Juniors, surprisingly. I don't think the West Indies United is going to take that lying down.
Well, we have a free kick at the edge of the area here. The West Indies United team is forming a wall. Now that wall is a protective wall for the goalkeeper, so that ball won't get through.
Yeah.
That's a very good ball. There's Mike Nicky on the ball there for the West Indies United.
Yeah. Oh, that was a definite
And he
foul.
was brought down, a very hard tackle there by the right wing back for the...
Actually, I wouldn't want to be the
team.
man that's down on that turf, or I've walked across it and it's really hard.
Mike is a big boy. He could take some
You
punishment.
could take that, So the West Indies United are the underdogs now. They're losing by 1, eh?
Yeah, they're down now. But again, no, this could be a dangerous kick. It's just on the edge of the area. If you could get that ball over those 3 players, see,
This could be it.
He's still got a chance.
This
now,
could be it. He still has a chance. He shoots.
Took too long.
Well saved. Oh, it's a goal. No, it's a goal. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I told you the West Indies United was not going to take this lying down. No, they're tied. 1-1. West Indies United, the Washington Juniors.
Some of the Washington players holding their heads.
Yeah, they are holding.
I think they're a little bit disappointed in the way in which the goal was scored.
Yeah. But as you said previously, and this should be an interesting game.
I think the goalkeeper is very, very depressed at this point in time. He thought he should have had it, because he
really had it.
He did have the ball and it slipped out of his hands.
Score is now tied 1-1, and I think we're still in the first half of the game.
Yes, we are. So there's still more time.
Still more time.
For goals.
Yeah. Anything could happen. Okay, that was
yes, West Indies on the attack again.
West Indies on the attack. That last goal,
very well played.
Yeah, that last goal for the West Indies United definitely lifted their spirits. I say they're moving a lot quicker.
That last ball was very well played by the junior defense player. He played it off the West Indies player so he could get a goal kick. Well played.
Here's your friend again, number 10 from Washington.
Well, we've got a tight score, 1-1 at the end of the first half, so we've got 10 minutes left.
We have 10 minutes left in this game between the West Indies United and the Washington Juniors. The Washington Juniors are in red jerseys and the West Indies United are in the yellow jerseys.
We have a corner kick here for the West Indies United. And these corner kicks can be very, very dangerous. As you say, you consider a corner kick half of a goal. That's a dangerous ball.
Very dangerous. Oh, well saved by that goal. He just went right up and just picked it out of the air. That was well saved. Listen, Washington number 12 on the outside line moving up.
You see again there, Dan, he's forced to dribble with the ball. He doesn't want to dribble with the ball, but he's forced to dribble with it because he's got no support. There's nobody coming to him for the ball. Everybody is running away from him. You know, so often you see that for young players looking on. The ball carrier, go to him, give him the option of making that play. Don't run away from him. He wants to pass that ball to someone.
As a coach yourself, as an ex-coach, I mean, how do you remedy something like that whenever you're training the players?
You give them specific kinds of drills, which would encourage them to develop the attitude of always going to the ball. Okay, you develop specific kinds of drills for that.
Oh, I see.
No, that's number a very 7, good ball.
Washington Junior, number 7.
Could be dangerous. It could be dangerous, yeah.
Is he going to shoot? Nope.
Looks like a corner kick for the juniors team.
Taken down by number 5.
No, they scored their first goal from a corner kick, so it'll be interesting to see what happens this time. Number 16 for West Indies United on the ball. A very good player.
Yeah,
very
who is
young
he?
player.
What's his name? Have you... That was a foul, was it?
I'm not sure what his name is. He's been... I know they call him Lazar. He's a very good young player. A lot of potential. This play is a very dangerous play developing here.
Somehow it just didn't seem like the same player who picked that ball out of the air earlier.
It's another corner kick for the West Indies United.
See, we've got some carnival music in the background there.
Yes, that music you're hearing in the background there, Dan, that's the road march.
That's right.
Carnival 1979 Trinidad.
Right. Yeah, this year in Trinidad, I was at the carnival myself. Actually, I didn't know that song was going to... I didn't believe that song would have won the road march. I thought maybe, was it Bill Trotman's
Well, I think
song.
It was very close. It was very close.
You're watching the Iere Sports Club 4th Annual Soccer Tournament at Lamport Stadium in the Parkdale region. We're watching the West Indies United team against the juniors, Washington Juniors. The score is 1-1, and we're in the second half of the game.
I think in the past minute, Dan, we've seen quite a few passes go astray. I think the players are getting a little bit tired.
I guess they've played quite a few games because they started before we came, eh?
Well, this is one of the problems with one-day tournaments, Dan. You play hard for 20 minutes, then you rest, so your muscles get tightened up again. So you warm up and you play again. When you do that 2 or 3 times, you know,
by the end of the day, you're finished.
It's very difficult. I think these players deserve a lot of credit for the efforts that they're putting out today. I think fortunately it's not been a very hot day. The sun is out, but it's not very hot. It's nice temperature for this kind of tournament.
Yeah. Since we have a tie now, I guess if at the end of the game there's a tie, we go into the same overtime penalty, do we?
Yeah, we go to overtime penalty kicks again. See the goalkeeper using the ball very wisely. Throw that ball out to the defender, gain control, and that's the name of the game. Keep control of the ball. As long as you've got that ball, the opposing team cannot score a goal. And the West Indies United team are playing very well at this
Very
time.
well indeed.
But this is their game, ball control. Control the ball. If you control the ball, you control the game.
Yeah, that was a good save there, or assistance to the goalie by number 2, Washington's number 2. We're having another corner kick, eh?
You have so many corner kicks, Dan. You expect to see something come out of all these corner kicks sooner or later. Well, that was very unfortunate.
What happened there, really? I missed that play.
The referee called a handball. Now, handball very often is a judgment call. Now, that did not look to me like the player deliberately handled the ball. But I guess the referee thinks that the player gained control of the ball because the ball hit his hand. And that would make it a good call. But it's a judgment call. We have another corner kick there for West Indies United.
Kick, yeah. I don't think the Washington players really, the Washington juniors, like all this action in their little square there.
What's happening here is the Washington team seems to be waiting for the overtime penalty kicks. which could very often put you in trouble. They've got all their players pretty well within the 18-yard box. What that means is that if the ball comes out, they have no players in a position to gain control of the ball, so the West Indies United will gain control and the ball goes back into the 18-yard box.
If I was a player in that team, though, I'd rather win out and out, be ahead by 2-1 and getting into overtime.
Well, I guess it's a matter of what you think your strength is. If you think you're doing better than you're expected to, then you might want to take a chance in the penalty kicks. And this seems to be the thinking of the Washington players.
The Washington players, yeah. I see your number 10 there is angry about something. I guess he just didn't have enough support.
I think the Washington team is definitely playing a defensive style of soccer and obviously hoping to get the game
into overtime
over at 1-1 and go to the penalty kicks.
Now we have a pass over to the outside right of the Washington team.
I think this is the first time that the West Indies United defense has been tested in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah. I was at the game last year and I saw the West Indies United team, and they're all new faces in this team this year.
Yeah,
quite so.
Most of the players, there are 2 or 3 holdovers from last year, but the large majority of players on the field now are new players for West Indies. That's the end of regulation time, Don. So we enter a penalty kick situation again.
Just what the juniors from Washington wanted.
Yeah, they're probably quite happy with that.
Quite happy about that. We just watched the end of the game between West Indies United and Washington Juniors. They will be taking penalty kicks to decide who will win the game, to break the 1-1 tie that they have. The next game will be the host of this event, Iere, against the Defence Force team from Trinidad. That also should be a very interesting game. We have 3 games left in this tournament before we get to the semi-finals. And the action continues. We have Washington will be taking the first kick. Number 10 from Washington. What's his name again? The number 10?
Jerry Brown.
Jerry Brown, eh? Is he the coach of the or the captain of that team?
He also coaches the team.
Yeah.
And he missed.
He missed the shot. That goalkeeper was right there.
He missed. It was not a very good kick, Dan.
Well, we'll see what happens now. We have number 16 moving up to take the kick for the West Indies United team.
I know Jerry must be very, very disappointed. It's one thing to let the team down as a player. When you let the team down as a coach player, then
I guess he's going to hear from them, eh? That was a very good shot. Well placed by the West Indies United.
That was Lazar.
That was Lazar, that young man that you said he has a lot of future in this game.
Definitely. So the West Indies United has won that game 1-0.
Yeah.
And again, they get 2 points.
And that goal was scored by Lazar from the West Indies United team. That was the decision goal. The next game is going to be between the Iere team and the Trinidad Defence Force team.
again, then the Trinidad Defence Force is a champion team in Trinidad now. They're the Caribbean champions, even though they are without 5 of their players today. The Iere team is not as strong this year as it has been in the past. But I think the fact that they're the hosts seems to bring that little bit extra out of the players. And I think they're going to give the Defence Force a good run for their money.
Yeah.
Should be an interesting game.
Well, being the host, I guess you want to put the best forward, right?
I think physically the team is well prepared. I think they're a fit team. And it's a matter now of them doing the things that they know they have to do. And you know, this is so important in soccer. You know what you have to do, you go out there and do it. You spend many sessions working on strategy, working on set plays, working on formations. Now the name of the game is execution.
We have with us one of the players from the West Indies United team. One of the significant players during the last game that they played. His name is Patrick Lowe. So Patrick, how has things been so far in the game? Have you been enjoying the game today?
I enjoyed myself pretty good so far. Everything's going.
How many games did your team win so far for today?
3 games.
3 games.
Laza, tell me something. Now, you're going to be playing for West Indies United this year. Are you looking forward to playing in the TND?
Yeah, very much.
I've seen you play over the years with Psalms 11, and I know you're a very good player, very promising player. What kinds of goals do you set for yourself?
Well, actually, I was supposed to try out with a blizzard in the 1st of April, but something came up and we had to cancel it. So I don't know when I get another chance.
Well, I certainly hope the Toronto Blizzards are looking at you and a lot of players like you, because I certainly think they could use some help and some local help. I think there are a lot of good young players. You're one of them, and I certainly hope that you get your opportunity, which you deserve.
Well, I do hope I get it, and if I do, I'll make the best of it.
Well, I hope you have a good season, and best of luck to your team.
Thank you.
Patrick Lowe from the West Indies United, other words known as Laza. Thank you very much for being with us.
Okay.
The next game is going to be between the Iere team and the Trinidad Defence Force team.
Right.
We have the Iere team in red and the Trinidad Defence Force team in the yellow jerseys. Do I see, is that Junior, what's his last name there, playing for the Iere team? What's his last name? He's a very good player. I think he even got an award last year.
Oh, Neville Bell.
Is this number 32?
Number 32, Neville
Number 32.
Bell. He's a very, very good player. Plays in the midfield.
In the midfield, yeah.
Very good ball control. Very cool under pressure. He's got a lot of experience.
Do you recognize any of these players here on the Defence Force team?
There are a couple of them. Number 10, Kenny Joseph. Number 19, Philbert Prince. I played a bit with them before I left Trinidad in '65. But the majority of the team are very, very young players. Very talented players, but very, very young.
What's the name of that player, number 28? That was definitely a foul.
Number 20 is Anthony Loney. He
Anthony
really
Loney
is the spark plug in the Iere's front line.
Yeah. He's a very young player too, isn't he?
Very young.
Yeah,
he has a very bad habit of taking the ball up off the floor and playing it in the air.
Ah, Mr. Pele, eh?
That's not what you want to do. That's good for the circus. But when you're on the field, you want that ball on the floor. That's where you want it. You want to control it. Get it down.
I think he won an award last year, didn't he?
I'm not sure. He might have, but he's...
Is it MVP, I think? Was it last year at the tournament?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who was the MVP of the tournament last year.
If it wasn't last year, it's probably the year before, because I was there and I saw him pick up an award.
But Loney is a good player. He's got the skill. He's got the talent. Beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass by Loney, number 28 on the Iere team, Iere Toronto team.
So far, the game seems to be quite even.
Quite so far.
The Iere team has certainly given a good account of themselves so far.
I think they know who they're playing against. And I think we just lost our logo there. However, action still continues at the Lamport Stadium, Parkdale. Iere team versus the Trinidad Defence Force team. Oh, that was a good pass. I like that. As the name will apply, Defence Force, the Trinidad Defence Force seem to be putting up a pretty good defence.
Yeah, they've certainly been under pressure the last 2 or 3 minutes. The Iere team is playing very, very well. They're matching them and even outplaying them at this point in time. They're right on top of them, and that's the way you play against a ball control team. You stay right on top of them. Don't give them that time to control the ball and dictate the game.
Yeah.
And this is what the Iere team is doing so successfully at this point in time. They're staying right on top of them.
We're in the first half of the game. There's no scorers yet. It's pretty high. I guess unlike baseball, the fans do not get to keep the ball.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I think if he...
We have a lost kid here. His name is Mark. His father's name is Keith.
We have another last kid over there, Ian. The scorekeeper seems to be having a lot of fun with the last kids there.
Show up, please. His name is Sandy.
You're watching the Iere Sports Club 4th Annual Soccer Tournament at the Lamport Stadium in the Parkdale region. Teams now playing: the Iere team of Toronto and the Trinidad Defence Force team. We're into the first half and we have no score so far. We have 2 more games left before the semi-finals, and action continues.
Caught number 45 using his hand there, Dan. The goalkeeper is the only player who is allowed to use his hands in this game. Well played by the left back for the Iere team. I think the game is getting bogged down in the midfield, I think.
Midfield, yeah. So they have some lovely ladies from out of town here, and you know, some likewise some lovely ladies from Toronto here.
That's it there.
I can't help but just observing.
Yes, Don, you know, the sights are very beautiful here.
They seem to be having fun watching the men pass by too. I think everyone is having fun here, and
oh, it's so nice to see people get together and enjoy each other's company and relax in this kind of atmosphere.
Oh. What happened there? We're hearing some boos here. That was a bad play. Or?
It was a very anxious moment there for the Iere defense.
Number 35, Mairi.
Well played.
Passes to number 32. Very good pass.
Well played.
Let's see what the results will be like.
The Iere
Number
team
34
really moving that ball around
is
beautifully.
moving to the center field. Passes to the outside left, number 40 of the Iere team. Moving down on the outside line. Is he going to score? Passes, no. The Trinidad defense was there again. I thought this would have been a goal, or at least a good attempt. They were moving the ball pretty good there.
Well, the defense player cut that ball off very, very well. He read the play very well. And this is the key to playing defense. You must be able to read the plays, so you get yourself in position for that ball. And he read that play very, very well. Oh, that's a mistake. You never want your fullback dribbling or taking on that player.
Number 20. This could be dangerous. Number 10 passes it. Oh no! He's got it again. Good try. Come on, guys.
There's an offside.
Half-side. An obvious
call
half-side.
Against the right
I think the fans did not like that. They.
The referee was right in line. He's in very good position to make the call.
To make the observation, but the fans seem to think otherwise. I think this is halftime. The score is still 0-0. This game is between Iere from Toronto and the defense force.
I think Iere definitely had the better of the exchanges in the first half. If I sound a little biased here, it's my team, and I'm very, very pleased with the way things have gone in this game so far. There have not been any real scoring opportunities, but I think territorially they certainly had a decided advantage over the defense force. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, well, seeing what the caliber of the defense force is, it is a very good effort by the Toronto Iere team. Sure is. There's no disputing that. We're just getting into the second half of this game between Iere, the host team, and the defense force. The score for the first half was 0-0.
Good save by Auburn Ortiz, the goalkeeper for Iere. That was a dangerous cross.
Was that the same goalkeeper that Iere had last year?
Yeah, he's been the goalkeeper for the last 4 or 5 years. He's a very good goalkeeper, Dan. He tends to be a bit temperamental, but he's a very good goalkeeper. Now, this is a corner for the defense force, and they're going to use an in-swinger, which could be dangerous if there's a wind.
You say you call it the in-swing?
It's an in-swinger in that the ball curves in towards the goal. Rather than curving out.
Not too many players have really perfected that art.
Yes, and that basically what you have to do. If you're taking a kick from the right side, you use your left foot. If you're taking a kick from the left side, you use your right foot, so the ball just naturally curves. There's a chance for Loney. He's got one takeaway. He wants to go one-on-one. Oh, he lost the battle.
Some help there.
Good recovery by the defense force. I think if he had taken on the play a little quicker, he might have had a chance.
I think you would see a lot of happy faces from the Iere team members if they scored one right now.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
There'll be a lot of action here in stands and on field. That was a foul against whom?
Number 10 being brought down
by number 44.
By number 44. I think the referee is awarding an indirect free kick here. No, I guess it took place just outside the penalty area. If that were inside the area, Dan, that would be a penalty kick.
Penalty kick.
Because you definitely brought down from behind.
A penalty kick, which we haven't seen one of those. Is this a goal?
The Iere defense is standing around.
That was really careless, I think.
See, this is what happens when you set a wall up, Dan. It means that you've got 3 or 4 players who, to all intents and purposes, not able to take part in any play after that. And I think Iere was very fortunate there.
You're watching the Iere Sports Club 4th Annual Soccer Tournament at Lamport Stadium in the Parkdale region. We have the host team, Iere, from Toronto, playing against the Defence Force team. They're into the second half. There is no score at this point. Iere is in the red jersey and the Trinidad Defence Force is in the yellow jersey.
Number 32, Neville Bell, has not been in the games very much in the second half, and he really is one of the key players in the Iere strategy. He's a very good midfield player. He tends to dictate the pace of the game and control the game, and in the second half he has not been in the game that much, and I think this is one of the reasons why the Iere team has not been doing that well in the second half, because Bell has not been in the game. He needs to get into that game for the Iere offense to start working.
Now what is this going to be?
Oh, this could be dangerous.
Yeah,
this
the
could
defense,
be dangerous.
The defense force is really serious about getting a goal. Number 7. A little leg action there. I like that. I like that. Number 17. That was almost a goal.
Good shot.
That was almost a goal. A corner kick. That was a very good shot by the. What number was it? Was it number 7 or was it 17 that took that shot? I think I missed it.
I think it was number 7.
Yeah, that was a very good shot. A very good try.
The coach of Iere must be getting concerned.
Yeah, well, I would be nervous.
Corner kick late in the game.
Well, Kenneth seemed to be a very cool person.
No matter how cool you are, if you're coaching a team, it's late in the game, corner kicks, free kicks close to the goal, you're concerned, You're edgy. And,
particularly if you're playing against the Defence Force of Trinidad.
Yet another corner kick. I think fortunately the Defence Force doesn't seem to have a player who is able to use his head and play the ball in the air very well.
Yeah.
That's the end of regulation time.
So
we're into the penalty kick situation again.
To be honest with you, Ian, I didn't anticipate this game going into overtime.
Well, it didn't surprise me, Dan, in that I feel, as I said, there are not going to be many goals. And if you're playing a team which is probably a little bit better than you, then it's not that difficult to neutralize their offense and end up with a goalless score.
As I understand it, you haven't got the Defence Force does not have their key players here, do they?
There are 5 players from the Defence Force who are members of the Trinidad and Tobago national team, and they are not here yet. They will be flying in on Monday.
I see. We are going into overtime now with the game between Iere and the Defence Force of Trinidad. Right after this, we have Unity, another Toronto team, between the Biwi Sunjets from New York. That also should be a very interesting game.
We have Neville Bell to kick first for Iere.
Number 32.
I've never seen him miss a penalty in all the years I've seen him play, and I hope this is not the first time.
Oh, true to form, true to form. I know he takes his game very seriously. I watched him play a few games.
He's a very dedicated player, very, very dedicated player. You know, he's one of the most coachable players I've ever known. He works hard. He's always concerned about the team. Always concerned about the team. A very, very coachable player.
Yeah, he reminds
very
me.
Dedicated.
He reminds me of a friend of mine. We call him Schedule, and I think it's Patrick Smith. He played with another
Simba.
team earlier.
Oh, he's playing with Simba.
Yeah,
Right.
They're both of the same temperament. I think they take their soccer very seriously, and they really love the game.
Yeah.
Wherever there's a game, you can find those two people. We're going to have the kick now by the Defence Force.
Sorry if I churn.
Very good. This is very
has
good.
beaten the Defence Force, and this is
Kenneth
another
Martin,
upset.
the coach of the Iere team, running out there. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, if Iere won
This is the
game,
second big upset, Dan. The
there'll be a
second
lot
big
of
upset.
rejoicing. But something is happening here. The goal.
versus Biwi Sanchez.
The Defence Force has won this tournament for the last 2 years, Dan. And now it looks like they're going to be hard pressed to make it to the semi-finals. It's the first game that they've ever lost in their 3 years of the tournament.
Yeah, I wasn't cheering for any particular team, but I must say I'm very happy for the Iere team. We have now Clint Martin is back with us now, the coach of the Iere Sports Club. And Ian, you got a few things you want to...
Well, Ken, congratulations on your victory. I know you must feel very proud to be the first team to have beaten the Defence Force in their 3 years of participating in the tournament. Did you go into that game with any specific strategy?
Yes, our strategy was to control the ball for as long as period of time as possible. We know that the regiment team is a very fit team and they have very skillful players, but I thought that our players came through and do exactly what they were supposed to do in this game.
Were you surprised that the player missed that penalty kick?
Actually, I saw him miss one in a tournament here before, and I knew that when I saw him going up there that we stood a very good chance.
Where do you stand in the tournament now?
Well, I think we have just clinched our division. We're waiting now to take part in the semi-finals.
I imagine the team must be feeling very, very up now and very, very confident that they could go all the way.
Yes, I think so too, because we haven't really performed that well in the previous 2 games. I guess we were a little tight and we didn't get going at all, but we were mentally prepared for the regiment game, and I think the guys gave a pretty good show.
Well, Ken, I know you are rebuilding the team, and a victory like this cannot but help. I certainly hope that this carries over and that you are very successful in this tournament and in the season to come.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I think the guys are working very, very hard, and they deserve any break that they could get at this point in time, especially seeing that we have not yet started our division tournament. We haven't started our division games in the TND, but this will help us very, very much.
Okay, thanks very much, Ken. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Okay, this was Kenneth Martin from the coach for the Iere Soccer Club, the host of the entire event. We have now on the field the Unity Soccer Club from Toronto and the Biwi Sunjets.
Would the captains of the 2 teams report to the referee immediately? Sunjets and Unity captains.
Okay, I think the Unity team is in the white, are they?
Yes, Dan, Unity is in white.
Unity, the Toronto team, is in white, and the Biwi Sunjets are in red.
The Biwi Sunjets team, Dan, is from New York. They're based in New York. They're sponsored by the BWI Airlines. And they're another team that has always given a very good account of themselves in this tournament. Even though their personnel changes from year to year, they always perform very, very well.
Do you know any players in this on the New York BW Sunjet?
The goalkeeper, Clive Burnett, was for years and years one of the top goalkeepers in Trinidad. Kept goal for Malvern, which is one of the oldest teams in Trinidad soccer. And it's good to see Clive back playing again. Now, the BW Sunjets also sponsor a tournament in New York on Labor Day weekend. And Iere and Unity both go down to take part in that tournament every year. So, you know, it's like you have a series of exchange visits every year between teams.
I haven't seen a recognizable face yet on the Unity team from Toronto. Usually I'm able to pick out at least one face that looks familiar. What about you?
Well, there are quite a few faces that I recognize. Number 15 for Unity is a very good player. He has been with Unity for 2 years. He played with Mali United about 3 years ago. He's a very good player.
Yeah, I think a few of these Unity players are also from Parkdale. Yep. Oh, that was a good shot.
Good shot.
Good shot, and well saved by your man.
Oh, this could be dangerous. Oh, he
was moving a bit too fast there.
He never got control of the ball.
We're watching game number 6 by Unity and the BW Sunjets from New York. We're still into the first half. No score as yet. Still 0-0. This could be a dangerous goal. You were saying Ian before.
I think Unity certainly is taking the game
very
to
seriously.
the Sunjets at this point in time. They seem to look a little more dangerous in their attacks. Oh, you should have pulled that ball back. No, you're not going to score many goals from that position. So the idea is you pull the ball back and give one of your players an opportunity.
What kind of kick are we having here at this?
Oh, this is a free kick. The ball went by the byline, last played by the opponent, so it's a free kick, a goal kick. Well played, well played. The Sun Jets at this point in time are moving the ball around very, very nicely. Well, that's the end of the first half.
That was a call. That first half went pretty quickly.
No, I guess it's not the end of the first half. Somebody must have been offside. Must have been an offside call.
Seemed a bit soon. The referee seems a little bit serious about his game here. Who's that referee we have there?
That's Clevi Caracciolo. He's also a Trinidad player. He's now helping out with refereeing.
There's really a lot of solidarity here, right? With everyone helping each other and helping out with everything to make sure that all the out-of-town team
total West Indian involvement. That's you know, it's
and it's all
in Toronto, out of Toronto. It's
and it's all happening here in the Parkdale region.
If we could get the community together like this a lot more often, I think we will achieve a whole lot for the West Indian population in Toronto and in North America generally.
Yeah, so I think because we have quite a few people from this area too, from Parkdale area, participating with us, which is really good. It helps when you have a stadium such as Lamport Stadium located centrally that everyone can get to. It really does.
That's so true, Dan. And
for full participation, community involvement. You're watching the Iere Sports Club 4th annual soccer tournament at Lamport Stadium in Parkdale. As usual, Ian, towards the end of each day of each tournament, we have almost like a full capacity.
Yeah, I think
everybody is turning out now.
We really getting filled up now, and that's good because the organizers really need the support of the fans to offset their expenses. We heard Vivian say it cost them $2,000 to run the tournament. And they've also helped with the billeting of players from out of town. So we really want the support of the fans.
Yeah, $2,000 might not sound too much to like a large club like the Blizzards, but for the Iere Sports Club, which does everything for themselves.
That's right. The club gets no grants from anywhere. They raise all their funds themselves.
And there was a little bit of action we missed there.
So we really welcome the support of the fans. We really welcome the support of the fans of this tournament.
See, we're getting a little greetings from some very happy players from the Iere for winning that last game. We're still watching the game between the BW Sun Jets from New York and Unity. The score is still 0-0. And I think we are in is it the second half of the game?
Yeah, we're into the second half. And the Unity team is tending to play that long ball through the middle.
Number 15 from the Unity Toronto team.
Again, we're seeing a series of bad passes. People not using the ball.
You're watching the Iere Sports Club 4th annual soccer tournament at Lamport Stadium in the Parkdale region. We're watching the game between Unity of Toronto against the BW Sun Jets from New York. We're into the second half of the game and there's still no score yet.
Okay, that's a good move.
I see we are at the end of the regulation time again. The score is still nothing.
Penalty kicks again.
Penalty kicks again.
Yeah.
The next game is between Simba and Ebony.
Finals. Semi-finals and then the finals, and then time for the distribution of the trophies.
BWI Sun just have missed their first kick then.
They missed that, eh?
So now the advantage goes over to Unity. If they score here, then they win the game.
Number 16 going up. He shoots. That was a
Unity
goal.
have won the game 1-0.
Yes, the Toronto Unity Club has won the game 1-0.
Unity wins a penalty kick.
We do not have coverage of the semi-final and final. It's based on the records. West Indies defeated Defence Force in the final.
Congratulations.
So, hope you enjoy. Again, it's a tribute to Miles Sosa as his brainchild and end up being one of the major attractions here as part of the Toronto Caribbean soccer history.